Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I really like to go inside of my mind, yeah, and receive messages from nature. So, so one day, during the pandemic, I was just on a walk, and I stopped at this oak tree, and I was just looking at just how beautiful the tree was. Just like, I mean, if you've ever seen a huge oak tree, it's really, really, really beautiful. I mean, just look how massive this thing is. And I was like, how can I do something, as beautiful and magnificent as you? And she said, slow down and don't stop. And those words have really stuck with me. Slow down and don't stop. I think that if we could take those into our life, that things would go a lot more smoothly. We'd take pressure off ourselves. We wouldn't give up, and we would really, really appreciate the process of things, because it's all about the process. It's not about the result. If we worry about the result, we'll never get it. If we put our best into the process, then the results will just magically appear for us. So I went back to this tree, and I was just like, saying like, wow, it's just so magnificent, your branches and your leaves and like all the life you support and everything. I mean, she said, yeah, if you think this is amazing, and she took me down and she showed me her root system, which was just just as big and expansive, but even more so. It was just absolutely amazing. Way down deep into the earth, way, way spread out, just reaching so much. And she was like, the stuff that you can see up top is only magnificent because of how deep I have gone. So if it wasn't for what's underneath, that what you can't see, what up that what you see up top would be absolutely nothing. It's only because of what you can't see. And then she asked me a really great question. She was like, can you be okay with having the most magnificent parts of yourself be what nobody else can see? That's a pretty good one, because if you're going to do this work really, then you really have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with giving somebody your best, being selfless, and not being recognized for it by anybody. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with loving somebody until they feel like they're sick from all the love that they're getting, and they may still not like you anyway. But you have to keep on giving that love and cultivating that love. So we must cultivate ourselves. We must cultivate our inner being, because the world is always going to be full of war, full of violence, full of hate, full of racism, all that stuff. Maybe some of it will go away. I don't know. I'm not counting on it. But we need to start to bring the peace into the world through ourselves, and then be the change that we wish to see. So no matter what's happening in the world, no matter what the biggest thing is in politics, whatever the biggest thing is, the, in the realm of social justice, can we find it within ourselves to catch all the little twinges of like hate, separation, judgment, all those things, and just kind of like poof them off with the light of love, and then be the peace that we truly are, because that's the only thing that will really affect the world. So we must cultivate our garden.